Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you today about the concept of procrastination in recovery. And I mean two things by that. The first is that whole idea of I slipped, I had a lapse, my whole day is shot. I'm just going to do whatever I want today, meaning I'm going to engage in all kinds of behaviors for the rest of the day. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to get back on track and it will be much better tomorrow. Yeah. Um, a lot of times when people are talking about having a slip, right, they're talking about eating something they weren't planning on or that wasn't on their meal plan, eating something they weren't comfortable with, eating a little more than they had planned, or eating something and purging, binging and purging, along those lines. And so my question to you is, if that happens at 9 o'clock in the morning, why do you have to wait for the next day to get back on track? Why can't you just get back on track? If it happens at 9 o'clock in the morning, you can get back on track by having your snack when you're supposed to have your snack if you have a morning snack, or having lunch according to your meal plan if you have one, or following. Intuitive eating will be a little harder if you've binged at 9 o'clock in the morning, but you generally know what a normal lunch looks like, and you can still get back on track and do that. Because if you think about it, every time we say things like, I'm going to do that tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow, tomorrow actually never comes. Like, we don't go to bed and wake up the next day and go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's tomorrow. We go, okay, now today I'm going to. It's always today. The only time we have is this present moment. Our point of power is right now. If you like to read things like Eckhart Tolle or Wayne Dyer or any of the, or Louise Hay even, we're talking about our power being in the now. So continuing to say things like tomorrow, 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 we're just giving away the vast majority of our power when we do that. You can reclaim it right now, and I will tell you, both in my personal experience and in my professional experience working with other people and watching people get back on track right away, immediately, the amount of pride and the feeling of strength is really pretty unparalleled. I also want to talk about basically an eating disorder itself as being a form of procrastination. So most people know that if you are obsessed with food, exercise, dieting, or have a full-blown bona fide eating disorder, it serves you in ways that a lot of people don't understand. It can help to quell emotions. It can numb you out. It can keep you really heavily distracted. I mean, think about it. The amount of time that you spend tallying calories, figuring out how much you have to work out to work it off, figuring out how you're going to get out of eating something, figuring out whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of figuring out, a lot of planning, goal setting, trying to reach those goals. It keeps you really, really busy. All of that time spent figuring out things about how to control food in your body is time spent not really fully engaged living your life. It is time also not spent resolving the issues that trouble you. And here's the reality. You can spend years and years and years and years losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, throwing up, not throwing up, like whatever it is that you're doing. And all of those problems are still sitting there waiting to be resolved. And if you're somebody who, like I did, and spent about 2 decades in an eating disorder, it really sucks when you realize all those problems still need to be solved. And the amount of, what do I want to call it? Relief, I guess, that an eating disorder can bring does not actually outweigh the disappointment and the regret from the missed experiences and the amount of time that has just gone by. One of the things that was so striking to me was being so caught up in an eating disorder and then watching friends have families and houses and careers, and I was just kind of getting started because I had missed so much time. Like, eating disorders rob you of so much joy in life. And realistically, a lot of times we're using behaviors, when people's eating disorders are active, We're using behaviors to quell really difficult emotions, but most of the time what we're really quelling is the fear of feeling a certain emotion. Like we're fearful of being really sad. We're fearful of being really angry. We're fearful of feeling out of control. We're fearful of feeling like a victim. But when you are actually in the sadness or the anger or the frustration or the helplessness, in those moments, it's actually very, very tolerable because you begin to problem solve. And there are concrete steps that you can take to feel better. There are ways of soothing your sadness. You can connect with a friend who can listen to you. You can talk with a therapist or a coach or a sponsor. You can go to a yoga studio. You can meditate. You can read uplifting material. There's so many things you can do. And even the self-care stuff, taking a bubble bath, lighting candles, aromatherapy, using essential oils, all of those things are really soothing. The same goes for anger. You can make a game plan for how you're going to talk to somebody to resolve a problem. If you're in treatment and you happen to know DBT and you know what Dear Man is, you can actually use it in conjunction with the give and fast skills. If you don't know what those are, we can talk about that another time. But there's a lot of things that we can actually do that are very active to move forward, rather than continuing this cycle of behavior that gives temporary relief but no real solutions and no real meaningful joy at all. And so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I hate seeing people start out at 15 years old saying, I'm going to do recovery tomorrow, I'm going to engage in treatment tomorrow, and the next thing they know, they're 35 years old and they haven't even started yet. Or the people who have been struggling for a while and they're in their 30s, and the next thing they know, they're in their 60s. Don't let an eating disorder, food obsessions, diet, weight, body obsessions, exercise obsessions rob you of the amazingness that life has to offer. Don't let it rob you of the opportunity of building an incredible life for yourself. And honestly, don't let that critical voice in your head convince you that you're too weak to survive challenging emotions, because for just about everybody out there, what you fear most has already happened. You've already survived it. Now it's just sorting through how you feel about it and what you want to do going forward, and gleaning the treasures and the wisdom that come out of those challenging experiences, so that you can really experience the heights of incredible, amazing joy. So, just something to think about. My challenge to you is, if you are somebody, whether it's today or tomorrow, if you have a lapse or a slip, my challenge to you is to get back on track immediately. My other challenge is, if you are somebody who has been waiting to get yourself a coach or to go into therapy or treatment or to really start a recovery process, my challenge to you is to do it now. Identify the people that you're going to work with, identify your plan, and get started now. Seize the moment. Make today count. It is so worth it. You are so worth it. So I'd love to know what you think about all of that, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.